So in this first close guard arm lock attack we're going to show is the partner's arm are both extended in front of you. So all I'm going to do from the lock guard is I'm going to uncross by pinching my legs against his waistline. The moment I get to here, I'm going to reclimb, but I'm going to bring my feet higher up. So now I've locked a higher close guard. Now notice how both knees are just above the shoulders like this. All right. Now what I need to do is make sure that my heels are very heavy heels behind his back so it doesn't posture away from me, but also slightly pinch with my knees together. Like my laps are pushing against his upper arms. What this is going to do is going to lock his arms into place. And now, because I'm holding both wrists, all I need to do now is elevate my hips off the ground. And from here, I have the double arm bar. Once again, we're in a close guard position. I trap the wrists. I'm going to unlock and relock. From here, I pinch in, I move my heels down, and I elevate my hips all at once. And this is the double arm bar. Now I want to show a different variation just here. Notice, if you have an opponent who's much wider than you are, you're going to have a difficult time to actually lock the lock guard on top of their shoulders. So what Alex is going to do is going to unlock, and now as he relocks over, one leg is going to be slightly over the shoulder as such. See how one comes out, but this one is really sunk in. So now he keeps on holding, but now as he pinches his knees together, he starts to raise, so now my elbow rests and tap onto his lap. So now we're going to focus from the double arm bar position on locking just one single arm. Okay, once again, let's take a look. Now, I'm much wider than Alex, so now what he's going to do, as he locks up, he's going to climb, and notice how one arm is really sunk in. And now as he raises, tap. From here, the leverage of his hips is going to lock my elbow. All right, so it doesn't look like much on camera, but when you do this, it's a very quick arm lock, right? So a lot of times we like to cut the angle and go for the regular standard arm lock from the guard. This one is very fast. This is great for self-defense because in the same situation, I might be an aggressor who's trying to strangle the bottom person. And now he's going to lock and climb and now bridge, tap. And very quickly, just like that, you can break someone's arm. Now let's take a look at the second position where my opponent is holding my arms down. So it could be a single arm or even double, right? That doesn't really matter. Now I have a hard time controlling, but I'm not pinned here. All I'm gonna do is just hold on to this arm. I'm gonna choose a side. I'm gonna go attack his right side. So I'm gonna hold on here, and now I'm gonna post to the ground and move my body sideways like this. Once I start to move sideways, I clasp, and now I go palm against palm and keep on holding the bicep, Alex. You're pressing hard. I start to turn and attack the arm lock. Let's take a look from a different angle. So now I'm pinned down like this. I have the close guard position, but my arms are stuck because he's posting all of his weight on my biceps. So I have to focus on one side. I'm going to focus on this side of his arm. I'm going to move, post onto my opponent, and now I use my leg, my lap, to really sink him down. So the more he's resisting, the better it is for me. So as I pull him down, I go palm to palm, and now from here, that's the reverse arm lock. Now let's take a look as Alex applies the same technique. So now my palm is holding onto his arm, one or two sides, it doesn't really matter. He's gonna hold the arm, and now he's gonna cut to the side, and now bring everything down. As you're turning to the side here, you want to make sure that the far side leg is posted on your opponent. So in this case, he's putting his foot right onto my lap, all right? So he's clinching me here, and now he's going to turn to his side, and as he turns sideways, he uses his leg to pull my shoulder against the ground from here. And now go and tap. So as the opponent is still posting onto your arm, I'm creating that leverage for him. And when he twists to the side and applies the leverage, his knee pushes the shoulder down, my arm is stuck, and now he breaks the arm in the center. So next up, we're gonna tie something with this last move, okay? So now I got to here, and as I start to turn, my opponent's gonna bring his hand down. So he escapes the first submission. So here I have nothing anymore. I can't press onto his elbow, but he's contouring my hip. Now, I'm gonna pass my leg in front and turn to the side. Once you get into this position now, my goal is to go attack the shoulder lock. I'm trying to sit up, but sometimes it's a little bit challenging. So what the trick is you post on the mat, don't let go of the sleeve, you push yourself up before you have a seat. From here, I'm gonna grab the waist, bring both feet to the outside, and now for the technique, I'll let go of Alex's arm because he's much smaller than I am, right? But imagine the arm is still there. I post onto my toes, and now I raise my hips off the ground and roll onto my lead knee from here. And that's gonna create the submission hold we saw in a previous video, which is called the Kimura attack. But in this case, we're using our lower body. So we'll take a look once again as Alex applies the technique on me. He's holding on to this one, turning to the side, and watch how he puts the pressure on the arm with his knee. As he turns to the side, his knee pushes the shoulder down. But I'm gonna escape this one by bringing my hand down. Now he continues his motion, passes the foot in front. We end up in a parallel position. Now Alex is gonna have a hard time sitting up. So come back, Alex, here in the center. The trick is he uses the gravity of his foot onto the mat to push himself. He slides higher up, and that sinks my shoulder down. Now he has to facilitate the Omoplata position. So we're taking a look once again. I'm holding onto his arm. He goes for the first technique. Gets to the side here. Now I start to free my arm. Boom. He continues the motion, and notice the trick right here. He pushes himself higher up, and that makes me sink to the ground and forces me to tap.